Yes, sir.
Awesome. Congrats on the win. If you want to start with a opening statement.
Again, just really proud, excited for our guys. It's an excited locker room because this coming into this game, we had to earn every single play. We had to earn the victory against a good football team, a lot of good football players after a rough week, and we had to regroup quickly and get right to work and start fast and do a good job up front and control the line of scrimmage. And we jumped out strong. And credit to them. Certainly, they fought and played really well and made some plays and made things a little tighter in the second half. But all in all, just like proud of our guys for taking control of the game in the most critical moments and earning the opportunity to play a 13th game.
We'll open up to questions. Start with Matt Preem from 247 Sports.
Yeah, Mari, just your thoughts on the team's resolve this whole week. And you guys came out and played probably your best football in the first half all season and made plays down the stretch when you needed to in that fourth quarter to kind of put this game away.
Yeah, well, it was a rough plane ride back last week. And, we talked about it early in the week when something like that, when you go through something like that, you have to look in the mirror and you have to dig deep and regroup quickly. Our team leadership did a good job with that. I thought the coaching staff did a great job with that as well. Scheme was good. The adjustments were good. Guys played at a high level. I think they made the decision to have 11 guys play as one, play with great effort, execute at a high level, and finish, knowing that you're going to have to earn it, man. And these rivalry games, you're never out of it. Whether you're ahead or whether you're behind, you're never out of it. And you see it all over the country. You saw it on our field today. So really good job by the football team and a lot to build off of, some momentum to build off of that. We have a couple injuries. I don't think there's anything too bad, nothing too serious. I think all the guys checked out fairly well in the initial check that I did. So, but certainly I'll get any extra information on that to you ASAP.
Jared Denny, Scoop Duck on 3.
Hey, Mario, just wondering what you made of Anthony's performance, not just today, but kind of just throughout this whole week as the leader helping this team bounce back.
Well, I mean, I think it speaks for itself. He ran the ball 14 times for 83 yards. And a touchdown, 23 for 28 throwing, 275 yards, 2 touchdowns, showed tremendous command, tremendous leadership, resolve, resiliency, had a strong week of practice. The game plan was pretty extensive because they're so complicated on defense with all they do. Their stunts, their blitzes, their stems, which we were told, when they stem like that, they're going to call a penalty. They didn't. But anyways, with all the stuff that they do, we certainly made sure that we gave Anthony our very best, 10 for 13, I believe, on third downs, if I'm not mistaken. Just a great performance by a great team leader.
Ashley Conklin, register guard.
Mario, how would you assess the play of Williams and Hudson in particular, since you guys have lost Pittman, Jalen Redd, and Johnny Johnson for the season?
Yeah, they stepped up big time. They were targeted, I think, 16 times today, and I think 13 times they came up with it. Devin with a monster play early in the game. On a play that a little improvising there by Anthony getting out of the pocket, finding him, launching it down the field. Some big plays by Chris, some critical third downs, particularly that last one that put us up by 3 scores. I think it was a 3rd and 8 or something of that nature. And still getting better and still having room for improvement, but they're just hungry. Coach B-Mac's done a great job with those guys. They get after it. They're diligent. They're hungry. They're driven. They see so much room for improvement, and the fact that this offense could keep getting better and better. And, it was a really good performance today by those guys and a lot to build off of.
Max Torres, Ducks Digest.
Coach, I know you like to emphasize the battle to the line of scrimmage. Obviously last week, not what you guys were used to. What allowed you guys up front to get in that rhythm, and how big was that and you guys win this game?
I'm sorry, I was just trying to find the yardage. Well, it starts with getting your feet in the ground and fitting and moving your feet, playing with a flat back. We did a much better job this week than we did last week. And I got to give credit to the outfit we played last week. Really good up front. The guys this week too, they had, I believe, the last 2 games, Oregon State had held their opponents to 10 points and 14 points. And Arizona State's had a great rushing attack, and they really shut theirs down. So we knew there was a challenge. When you face a team that moves from 4 down to the odd front, that brings all that stuff. It's like Star Wars, man. It comes from everywhere. And you've got to make sure that your identifications are good, your tracks are good, and then you got to react. You got to react, and you got to move your feet. You got to fit it the right way. So Credit to the guys up front on the offense, credit to the front seven on defense as well. Did a nice job forcing some very short drives by them and allowing us to get up 24-3, because that changed what they had to do. Okay, they had to play out of character to a certain extent, and they were good at it. I mean, they threw the ball all over the yard today. But certainly, I think that combination led to us getting in a position where we could control the game.
Eric Scopel, 247 Sports.
Coach, obviously after last week, a lot on the line still, and to see the team stiffen up and play one of their best games, especially that first half. What did you learn about your team and your group? And I think obviously you expected this, but impressed with just the way they responded to the challenge.
Well, that's what we always knew, that this means a lot to them. And it always has to mean more to you. It always does. You know, and it has to show in the way that you play, because just being upset, being angry at a performance, a poor performance, I mean, what does that do? Nothing. You know, you got to take that energy and pour it into betterment, into your teammates, into challenging and confronting and demanding and holding each other accountable. I mean, that's what football and life is all about. And we did that. That was a hard deal, man. And just like we earned this one, well, we earned our situation last week, you know, as an organization. But we put that behind us, got to work right away, and it paid off. It paid off in a big time way. Really proud of these guys and looking forward to getting back to work right away. Short week, and with an opportunity next Friday.
Miguel Taraji, Inzoners.
Hi, Coach. Congratulations for the win. What does this rivalry win means to you, especially taking into account the last year game?
Well, it was big. I mean, last year that was a rough one, you know, coming off that field and in the fashion that it was won. Again, a back and forth battle, but they found a way to win. We found a way not to win, and you know, we had to change that by the way we played, by the way we executed. You know, it's things got a little bit heated there at the end. You know, you wish it doesn't, because that's not part of the game, man. You know, it's just frustrations leaking out, and we're all responsible, both sides. You know, we can't let that stuff happen. But it's this game is really important, and we, you know, you saw a lot of talk today and throughout the week on rivalry week, and how teams, when they play in rivalry week, they carry the support of all those that wore the O or whatever respective logo they play for. They carry that with them. And when you do, you're playing for a lot more than just the guy's locker room, you know? And I think the ones that understand that and the importance of rivalries, well, I think that's why it carries that extra energy, and you could focus on getting your guys ready for the game by executing and digging deep in a game plan and fundamentals and technique. But the other stuff carries you over and pushes you over the top. And I think we felt that today. We want to make our guys proud.
Tyson Alger, the I-5 corridor.
Mario, with everything that goes into a rivalry like that, what's the moment like for you after the game when you're just throwing the ball around with your boys and being able to kind of enjoy something like that?
You want to enjoy with everybody, you know, but the boys, you know, the family, Jessica, they hadn't been on a chance to be on the field all year, you know. I want to celebrate with the players. I like congratulating each and every person in the organization right after a game, right after a victory. And I want to chuck the ball around with them a little bit, you know. They're the best. They're actually sitting here watching me, probably critiquing everything I'm saying, you know. But no, it's you don't get to see them much, so really appreciate the opportunity just to throw a couple deep passes out there and outs, and maybe they're recruitable in a couple of years.
Ben McGrath, KWVA.
Hi, Coach. Oregon State's rushing attack has been dominant all year long, but you guys were able to limit them to 85 total rushing yards today. So what was the game plan going in, and how were you able to execute, you know, a limited rushing game attack by Oregon State?
Well, you had to stop the run. I mean, they had been running through people relentlessly. They coach and execute the wide zone better than anybody in the country, in my opinion. They really do. And when they get it rolling, they're hard to stop. Your play action passes, your boots and your wags, your shots off of that. You know, they do the old, like the Peyton Manning roll pass and whatnot, and throw scissors and throw thumb, and all those things are difficult to stop because you overplay the run and you're off by half a step. You know, they're two tight ends, both Teagan Luke, those guys are Musgrave. Those guys can roll, and they get behind you. You complement them with some really fast and explosive wide receivers. They can, if you're on your heels, it's a problem. So we had to do a really good job on offense, controlling the ball, putting together sustained drives, and then playing well at the line of scrimmage. You know, third down was a problem last week, primarily because first and second down were a problem. And that's always the case, right? Third and manageable, third and short, numbers are always higher for the opponent as you look at it from a defensive standpoint. So those are some things taken into account. But I mean, you guys saw, you know, you guys know your stuff. And so that was a big part of it.
Time for two more. James Crapia, the Oregonian.
Mario, they hadn't allowed very much by way of longer runs. They had allowed a pretty good clip at 10 yards, not a huge number, but only 8 of 20 plus. You hit 2 of them, including one big one there late by Byron to really seal things and put it away. What was it about not just Travis or Byron or AB, but that you guys were able to find some creases and seams and break for some pretty big plays on the ground?
Yeah, we finished better. I thought, you know, we called a really good game, created angles, created leverage. We created seams by running our feet through contact, because sometimes when it's muddy like that and there's big piles, if you just keep moving your feet, sometimes those gaps open a little bit wider. They're harder to fit for linebackers that are scraping. You know, you have box and fits rules on defense, depending on whether, you know, what type of coverage you're playing behind it. And when you move your feet as an offensive line, you fit it and you move guys, it makes it harder to fit. And that's where some of those creases opened up and gave us a chance.
Last question, Matt Preem, 247 Sports.
Yeah, Mario, every one of your scoring drives went the length of the football field. The one drive you had that you punted, you still took 4 minutes off the clock. Just your thoughts on just how efficient and how productive they were in this game to sustain those drives. And then secondly, just to have the confidence of that good of offensive play going into next week. And I know you guys are always confident, but to see that type of success is probably got to be pretty powerful.
Well, you know, again, I think they're a really good operation, and they've, especially the last 2 weeks, they've played really, really well. And we needed to play well on offense, because we had put together prior to last week, the previous 4 weeks, we had put together some good football, you know, and so we need to bounce back and put that together. And I think we did. And I think our guys in there talking to them, they realize that we got to get back to work right away. And we're on it. I mean, coaches they're finishing up grading in the next half hour or so. I got my boys here with me. I have to very quickly hop on a plane and see my mom. Keep her in your prayers. She got pretty sick pretty quickly, and I got to go see her. But I should touch back here by 4 p.m. tomorrow. Just want to make sure I got that there. So it'll be a touch and go for me while I work, of course, the entire time. And the staff is already finishing up grading this one, so we could hop on the next one, because we have one less day than our opponent now. Okay. They played yesterday. We didn't play till today. We have one less day. And we're going to use every single second that we're allowed to use. So it starts with that. And good day for the Ducks. Got to build off of this. We earn ourselves another opportunity next week, and looking forward to the opportunity.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate your time. Congrats on the win.